And I can kind of show you, I'll share my screen so y'all can see, I think, if I can get there from this. Can y'all see my Facebook there?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I've started one here, and basically I copied exactly what she's doing. So I copied her exact text here for the please read this part, and I just changed it to more of like what our team wording is. But she goes through and says, you know, don't stress out. You're going to be using a scheduling service. Your first step is to book your first parties. Here's the wording to do that. So it's kind of a lot of review of what you go through on the call one. That's what this post really is, I think. And goes through objections. And then this is the important part, because I think that we've gotten better about getting, you know, first parties booked, but it's the now what. I've got parties on my calendar now. What do I do? Okay, so I like this, how she has it broken down. And I just changed out her videos with my videos that I have pre-recorded that are on my Team Shine page, but I just stuck them in here. So there's 3 videos. One is how to set up your party on Consultants Corner. Second video is how to set up a business page and group to run the party. And then gives you how to set up the party, like with the wording or whatever. And then step 3 is sign up for ScentShare, and gives you, the third video is how to link ScentShare to your group so that you can post with it. So, and this post is pinned to the top of the page. So that's kind of where we're starting from. And then from there, she gives them a couple documents, which I have now started and recreated for our team. But I'm trying to figure out, you know, like you said, Angela, these questions about, are we going to tell them to have their host add first and then forward? Or are we going to tell them to forward and then add? Is like little questions like that. And how do we want the wording to sound? So before I start adding people to this group, that's what I kind of wanted us to decide, is all those nitty gritty things of what do we want our team to do going forward, like kind of set in stone a little bit, at least for the time being. So one of the documents that she gives is, I just started putting this one together again. It's just the setup page. But one of the documents is tips. It's kind of like an intro.
We're just seeing your Facebook.
Oh, I'm sorry. That would make sense.
So, Shelly, even though you're not doing ScentShare right now, you're still teaching your team to do it?
Because that's how I share the outline. So they've got to have a ScentShare account in order to get my outline to them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then that way, and then I'm going to do a video of how I'm now scheduling through Facebook Scheduler, not through using ScentShare. But for new consultants, like, we've got to keep it as simple as possible. So even though I'm going to be telling my new consultants, hey, this is, you know, to be able to share my outline with you so you can download all the images and know the text and things for the different posts that I do. And then you can download them from ScentShare so that you can schedule your posts.
Okay.
So that's basically how I'm going to say it.
Of all of you, I still use ScentShare. Susan, you're not using ScentShare?
Nope, not.
Okay.
It was landing me in Facebook jail in December. They were getting flagged. So I don't know if that's still going on, but I just stopped in mid-December. I stopped using it. So
okay.
It might, I think it seems, I haven't heard of people being in Facebook jail as much right now as we were last season. So I don't know if it's sort of settled down a little bit or what, but
okay.
I'm kind of not willing to test it just because I don't have enough parties right now to mess with that.
And Lauren, you're not, am I the only one using ScentShare?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, so I made one file that's just exactly that group post. I just copied and pasted it in. You can see it now. It says virtual party intro.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
So this is that same post that I just went over. So I just put it in a document so that I could upload that file too.
Okay.
And people can print it off or whatever. And then the next one is virtual party tips.
okay.
And this is so super important because this talks about how to do the right posts each day of your party. That's the
Okay,
first thing.
We're not seeing it. So
Darn.
It like tried to change pages, but it's stuck.
it's stuck. Yeah. I didn't know
Sharing
if
is
it was me.
paused. Bring your shared window to the front.
That's a new thing.
Yeah, do that. It doesn't tell me how to do that.
Maybe stop share and then try again.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So starts with how to do the right post.
Mhm.
So daily, and I'll actually include in here the little image that I use, which is of my kids. But anyways, I'll include that. And then
I have a question there because when I do this right post, I also put the image about the changing notifications. Like it talks about, I put the welcome post and the change notification post whenever I do this every time. In fact, I've got to do that on my current party that's going because she has a few more members. So I need to do that now. You don't put how to change the notification picture there?
it's written here just briefly. Take a sec to click notifications and select all posts.
Mhm.
So it says that. And then I have a post in my show. I think it's my second post in my show that I say it again and say, you know, comment done if you've done it or whatever. So I always get a handful of people that say done, but
Okay.
I don't stress it as much as I used to because people just don't do it.
Mhm.
Can I make a suggestion?
Mhm.
Okay, something that I've started doing, instead of calling the guest in the party as members, I'm calling them guests. Because if they were at your home, if you were doing a cooking show at home, you would refer to them as guests, not members of the party.
Mhm.
So I have made that little change, and I get a lot of thank yous for welcoming us.
Okay.
That's a good, just changing that little word. That's
Yeah,
a good
I like
idea.
I like that.
It's
Good.
just a suggestion. If you want to use members in your party, that's fine. I just think
Personal.
personal.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
No,
Yeah,
I
It
definitely.
personalizes
I think
it.
I completely agree when referring to the guests. I think that makes a lot more sense.
Mhm.
I think when you're telling the host how to invite people, sometimes it's easier to use the word members just to explain to her how she's inviting, because they're not considered members of the party. If she's just invited them, they have to click join, all that kind of stuff, so she can track her numbers. But I agree that definitely it makes sense if you're ever talking to a guest or referring to a guest
Mhm.
to use that word. That's perfect.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is long. Sorry, Lauren. It's a lot of words. And trust me, I have given myself migraines over the last 3 days, reading through this, trying to cut words out, cut sentences out, just shorten it up. Because it is a lot, but it's so much explaining. It really is a lot of information.
Yeah.
So
If it's too much for me, I can cut it out myself.
yeah.
You don't need to stress out about that.
So question.
Yeah, it's just providing all the new consultants everything they need to know, because otherwise they're going to ask, well, how do you do that? But okay, so then it talks about what to say when they private message you asking them for the link. So we give them the exact words for that.
But you're saying, okay, but back up. So it says, first you want to ask, is this your first Pampered Chef party, blah, blah, blah. So you don't just say, hey, welcome to the party. Or do you do that after you send the link. So you send them that right there that you just,
I send them this,
and then after they say thank you, then you say, is this your first, then you do your conversation question.
and then I try to, yes.
So maybe that part of that needs to go after they reply. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I read that and
Yeah.
thinking, oh, I've got to start the conversation first, and then give them the link. But I think it'd be better to give them the link first, and then once they reply thank you, then you can ask them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you're giving them the link without making that them message you first?
No.
Did I
This
miss
is when they
that?
private message me. When they private message me, I copy and paste this message to them and then engage
yeah.
them in
Okay.
conversation, or try to.
Sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a lot of words on the page, I know.
So when they say thank you, ask,
Mm.
start your relationship building, start your conversation, whatever you want to call it. So
When they respond, you want to ask them, is this your first Pampered Chef party? Do you have a lot of products? Are you more a baker or cook? Build that relationship.
Okay.
okay, that
Okay.
makes more sense. Okay, I like that better.
Okay. Everything in red is like scripts that you would copy and paste that you would actually use. So that's all in
Top.
red.
Okay.
Okay. Then she talks about, we talk about how important it is. Because in the little script up here, you're saying you're giving a gift for everybody who orders by Sunday night, which is a season's best.
Oh, and see, I don't have that in mind because of
See,
direct. So
Yeah, I don't do that either. But yeah.
Yeah, I know she's on direct ship too, but anyways, but that's how you get people to order early in the party. But anyways, and so it has that explained. It's important to write down, who ordered by Sunday, so you know that who to give your free gift to, the early bird gift.
Gotcha.
That is in my outline too, so
Okay.
I kept that in there. Then it gives you the message to use after,
It wouldn't be Wednesday. It would be.
with that not in there anymore.
It wouldn't be after Wednesday though.
Yeah. Sunday.
In the beginning of this paragraph too.
It's justified. That's why.
No, see the very beginning of the
the
black.
first of that sentence. It says after Wednesday.
After Sunday, or starting, I would rather say starting Monday.
You'll use this.
Makes more sense.
Which should you say you will use this right post because it's the right post that it's doing?
Use this right post. Since now they do not have the opportunity to earn the free gift from you. That offer expires after midnight on Sunday.
Okay.
And then you give them the wording. It's just literally, I just took the sentence out.
Yep.
And why don't I just read it instead of trying to paraphrase it, because it's slowing me down to paraphrase. I know it's really boring to hear somebody else read, but consultants, as the guest order, you will receive an email from Pampered Chef letting you know. Once you receive the email, you're going to go into the party group and post a thank you post with a thank you graphic that you can find in our virtual party training group. So that's something else that I have done is I've uploaded all the photos, like I have an album of thank you photos. I have an album of engagement posts. I have an album of all those different pictures that are useful. I'll have an album for all the, guess how many games or whatever. So we can keep it all in our own group instead of sending them all over the internet to find things.
Okay. Now, okay, so I have a question. So I do a thank you post once a day. I don't do it every time there's an order. What do y'all do?
I do it every time.
Every time.
I had switched to doing it once a day, Angela, and it was not serving me well. People had no idea that I had even recognized them for ordering. I kept getting emails or messages saying, did you get my order for so-and-so show? So they, even though I was tagging them, they were not seeing that post for some reason.
Okay.
So I switched back just the last couple weeks doing individual posts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and I tag the host like it says tag host.
Okay.
You tag the guest as well, right?
Yes, right here.
Okay.
Maybe you should put that guest, put guest name or tag guest there. There you go.
Okay.
I think it's more important whenever it's a block party to do that, to tag the host, because it gets confusing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No, I tag the host every time so she knows and can thank her guest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the point of it.
So you don't have your host do a separate thank you post. They just thank you underneath your thank you.
Yeah.
Right. And again, that goes to that interaction on a post. So
Yeah.
others will see it.
Okay.
And
Okay. I'm learning. Y'all are helping me. Thank you. I'm just getting heavy into this. So yeah, this is helping me. So
I don't know why that's underlined. Stop. Okay.
change Lori's to host. Change Lori's to host.
I always do it in caps so you can hopefully see it, but
Yeah.
I like doing the word like this so that you can just do like that and type over it.
Yep.
When you put these little end tags on it, then you have to like highlight the whole thing. It's harder. Anyways. And then this is the private text to send the guests to those who order. So this is a question I have. When you message them, thanking them for making an order, do you immediately talk about hosting?
I don't.
I don't either.
I never have, but this is Sharon's version.
Maybe it's after they reply, then you say, you know, you've been a rock star guest or whatever I'd love to spoil you with, or have you given any thought about hosting an online party? Maybe after they reply to your thank you, then that would be a second text, a follow-up text. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to see, because I think part of this is for new consultants trying to consolidate the messaging. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be scared about if they see like, oh, and then they say this, and then I have to say this, and then they say this, and then I have to figure out what to say next. That's, new consultants are overwhelmed by that. So this gives them one message that they can send. I think that's part of this, is that it's specifically for new consultants.
Okay.
Not us who are experienced with having back and forth conversations,
Right.
But
There's another Lori in there. In that, yeah, right there.
she uses her host name a lot. I've noticed that, like reiterates it a whole lot, which I like because it personalizes it. It's just a lot to catch.
Yeah.
To change.
Okay, I'm getting super technical. Should we make a different color for the things that have to be like all your hosts and guests? Should it be green or yellow or something so that it's easily identified as something that has to be personalized?
I think if they're looking at this and reading it, they'll catch it, especially if it's all caps.
If they copy this into Messenger, it's all going to be black anyways.
Right, I'm just saying so that that's true. You're right. Okay.
You know what I
And
mean?
you're not, we're not just handing this over to a new consultant. We're going to walk through it with them, correct? I mean, so they should have the knowledge by then that every word that says guest is the guest and every word that says host is the host.
This would be the equivalent of like 4 hours of conversation. So no, I mean, I think the point of having these documents and adding them to this group is so that they do have the knowledge. I'm not saying you never have a conversation with them. Yes, we're having conversations, but you're like the nitty gritty of every word to say is being contained in these documents so that they can go in, read it, and then come back with questions. that's kind of like the new consultant that I have starting this week. That's what I've done. I've given her this document, and then I'm like, please let me know which questions you have, and we'll talk about that. But I mean, like, this is a lot, you know?
It's a good reference for them too, because if you're running their launch party, they're kind of watching this play out as well. So it gives them a reference to see what you're doing while you're running the launch party. Also, I think so.
So are we running their launch party? I guess that's a good question, because I have not been running launch parties for a while
I
now.
have.
Okay.
I mean, I did Kuan Ying's, and then I'm doing Mitzi's and Karina's this week. Mitzi has never even been on a party before, so she can just watch. And Karina's just she has a lot of questions. So I figure I'd just run it, and then after this, she can take it from there. I don't know. I haven't recruited as much as you. Does it get very overwhelming, Shelley, whenever you're having to do that plus your parties?
Extremely. I find it just overwhelming. Like, if I've had 3 or 4 newer consultants join my team, I find it just overwhelming to be in their parties, much less actually be the one to do the posting and trying to respond or anything like that. Like, just being a guest and kind of trying to help them monitor what's going on and give them tips, like, that's overwhelming on top of running your own personal business.
It can
I
go.
mean, that's the thing.
It has them take ownership from the beginning. And if we have something that is very specific and laid out where they're not just floundering, that helps. And if they haven't been part of a party that you just did, they've seen how a party runs. But if they're new to it, I don't know that I wouldn't run the party for them, because if, like you said, Mitzi's never been I mean, I don't know. That's something we just have to decide for our own personal teams what we want to do. So,
I mean,
I do know that I've had one consultant who I did do their launch, and then another one, because then I stopped doing them last summer when the recruiting on my team was so high. And so then I've had another consultant who didn't have me do their launch, and they brought it up at some point. They were like, well, why did you do Karen's launch, but you didn't do mine? You know what I mean? So I'm worried that if we don't have consistency on that on our team, that's gonna, people are gonna know that. That's all.
and that'll probably, I think that'll come up more in your personal team and then in the Rockstar team.
I agree there, because I did the launches for 4 of my consultants, and not for one of them, because I didn't directly recruit that consultant. And that's the only consultant that is not doing any bookings. I mean, nothing.
See, and I feel like it's the opposite. I had worse results when I was doing their launch. Like, then they wouldn't do another party for a few weeks. But all of these that I've started that are doing their own parties, I mean, I think that like Jamie, for instance, is why she just like took off and started really strong.
I think I'm going to say just, I think we decide on our own teams what we want to do on this. I know you're wanting but I think if you're having the block party with their launch party, plus they're getting 3 other hosts, that will help also, because they're working those other shows. I mean, you're running it, but they've got all that interaction for the bookings and stuff too. So, and giving them, I don't know. So anyway.
Okay.
I think once like, I'm just getting back in, well, obviously I'm getting back into recruiting again. So I think once I get going and teaching, it's helping me, I believe.
Yeah.
Kind of walking them through the process and helping me with the training process. But I think once I get that going, get it going. I really didn't do it in the first place. But once I get it going, it'll be easier to be like, hey, here's this. I'll be here if you have questions. But I think it's helping me personally.
And I think it also depends not just on our personal teams, but the individual who it is. I mean, like I did my own launch party and look at me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then,
Problemo.
and others who have Jamie, look at Jamie.
Yeah.
Who knew? Who knew?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And Kuan Yin, who knew?
Well, yeah. Well, I did Kuan Ying's, but at the same time, she kind of took it over. So it's all about personality.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think that, yeah.
I mean,
'Cause
this
there's
is
more
definitely something
hand-holders.
I've been trying to decide too, if I wanted to go back and do their launch party and stuff. But my hesitation is just on the weeks that I know I'm running, you know, say 3 blocks already of my own, then I just worry about, you know, adding that 4th and that show. The other thing I noticed is that when I was running their launch, they didn't have like super successful launch parties. Because they were leaning on me to do the responding and the, you know, keeping the energy up in the show.
Mm-hmm.
They were leaning on me too much for that. So
Maybe that's something we,
Maybe that needs to be an expectation from the beginning that it's their job to do that. You're just doing the post and the guideline, and I'll jump in when I don't see you on, or something like that.
Yeah.
And on your backup. I don't know. It's got to be a combination.
mm-hmm.
it's true. Back to the outline. Go back up. So you have that we're sending them the thank you on Messenger. So are we doing the thank you on Messenger and the text thank you? Or are we doing both? Because
Yeah, I don't know.
it's like you're thanking them in the party and then you're saying private text to send to those who ordered. So are we doing both?
Oh, I do both.
Okay.
In the party and then a private message.
Okay.
Like
The
a private
party-
message.
Or a text. I switch back and forth. Sometimes I do a text, but I just don't, I can't say never, but I don't think I've ever booked a party from texting someone, like the thank you and having a conversation, because people just aren't willing to chat like they are in Messenger, I think.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just what I found. So if I can message them, I message them, but.
So then why would you not have that same verbiage on the Messenger that you're having in the text?
I do. I'm just saying I've switched back and forth between sending them a text and sending them just a message. And I tend to get better results from if I can get somebody to chat with me in Messenger than if I can get someone to text with me.
Okay, so in the
Yeah.
post in the party group, you say, thanks for your order, scroll up just a little bit, that you're gonna love your products, look for a message from, whoa, no, the other way, sorry. Should have said down. So, sorry. Thank you for the order. And then you say private text. So is it a private text or a PM? Because up above, you're saying, look for a text or private message. Does that make, do you see where I'm coming from? I'm trying to,
Uh-huh.
Are you saying that and then you're just doing the text, or are you doing, yeah.
I'm sorry, you can't see where I'm pointing. I'm like, it's right there.
I'm reading.
Thanks for your order. You're going to love your products. Look for a blank message from me about your order. Right there.
Gotcha. Or a text or message from me about your order. Does that work?
So then take that off at the end.
Oh, it is there via
Yeah.
text or private message.
That's what I'm saying. So it says that, but then all you had was private text afterwards. That's where I was confused.
Oh, okay. So I don't need this up here because it says it.
Okay, there. I didn't see that at the end. My bad. You still need the
Okay.
word message.
It has,
Well, she just deleted it.
look for a message for me about your order via text or private message, and then tag the host. So then private text or PM, should it say? Yeah.
I said /PM.
There you go.
Okay. So that's what I was asking about. Okay. And then you have all the follow-up conversation and all that stuff. That's
And
good.
then, yeah, just a few little things. It's not super detailed, but just if they say this, if they say, I'm not sure, if they say no, when they say yes.
Mhm.
Change that to Fridays. Okay. And then there's a section about Google Drawing Slip. I have not done a Google Drawing Slip in my parties in a very long time, but I am adding something similar back with the Amy app, you know, where you can collect their information. So I'm adding that, not a Google Drawing Slip, but do we want to have this bit in there for them about doing this?
I did briefly a couple, but not, hardly anybody ever filled it out.
Same for me. I tried a couple of parties, I think in the fall, and nothing. So, I mean, no one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I get responses, but not enough to even take up my time, I think.
So do you want me to delete it?
You can, but I do think there should be a way. I mean, maybe we just mention something about following up and doing customer care a lot more, because that's basically what, you know, we have the information. If they order, we have all that information. I don't know what I'm asking or telling you.
I think what she's trying to say is it's not a bad idea to include that, because it may work well for some consultants. Jamie had one, and she does one. I believe that's what I saw, but it hasn't worked for me.
In the Amy app as well, like you can have them. It's a link that they can click and then they fill out. It's very similar to doing a Google Drawing Slip.
Well, would we want to? Well, Google's free.
That is exactly my thoughts too. I was like, I don't want to introduce them to the Amy app because we're just now introducing them to CentShare, and that's $10 a month. I don't want to also say, oh, here's this other app that you could be using.
I would keep it just for an option for them to have. I personally don't even do my stuff in CentShare at all. I just do Google Docs and send that to them. So I'm trying not to have them spend money. That's just me.
Interest is spelled wrong on the third line at the end.
Okay.
But you know what? I probably should use my CentShare since I'm paying for it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm simply using it to share outlines and create my outlines. Like I use it as storage and organization, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this is the section talks about looking for rock star guests, and starting with the opportunity, which I kind of liked that, and then working down to a booking, because I find that actually very effective. I haven't done it in a while, but when I did, after people have already said no to you about the opportunity, I find they're much more likely to say yes about a show. But
Yeah.
That needs to be in there.
okay.
I like that.
Okay.
Good point.
Let's just look at the wording real quick. I'm like, OMG girl, you're such a rock star in this party. I just like it this way personally. It's one word. Yeah. I'm loving having you as a guest. This may be the furthest thing from your mind, but have you ever considered trying out Pampered Chef and earning some extra money as a side gig?
Comma after mind.
What's that?
Comma after mind.
After the mind, right there.
Word mind.
Yeah, right there.
Cool.
Isn't that right?
Almost. Do you have curious guests asking about the biz or commenting on your recruiting posts? Message them this. Thanks so much for commenting on the post. This may be the furthest thing from your mind again. But have you ever thought about being a consultant? Thanks so much for asking question and question post about our biz. Is this something you may be interested in, or do you have any more questions about it?
I do like how it's forward instead of like beating around the bush, like asking questions. I do like how she's just asks them.
On that second one, the two different lines, is that a or this or this? They don't do both.
Right. These are two different. This is when somebody asks about the business
I
or
do.
comments on the recruiting post, and this one is just your rock star guest.
No, at the bottom, the two red sentences after that one, are they saying both of those, or are they just
Yeah,
saying
you can
one
both.
or the other?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's an or. It's
Yeah,
definitely an
I-
or.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I can see them copying it, a repetitive
Whole
question, not
thing.
thinking. So.
Hmm.
Because one's a comment, one's a question.
Mhm.
Do y'all really open up your sentences or your conversations with OMG girl?
I don't. No.
I don't.
No, that's Sharon. That I can tell Sharon.
I say hi, whatever their name is.
Yeah.
I share.
Yeah.
And I was reading a blog early on in my journey that somebody said the first thing that they'll turn down is when someone says, "Hey girl," in a message. If someone is messaging them for, you know, whatever, and it starts with "Hey girl," that's the first thing they'll turn down.
I've heard that about green dotting and how you need to personalize it.
Yeah.
Just say, "Hey Susie" or whatever instead
Right.
of "Hey girl," because it's more.
Because they know you're copying and pasting is the thing.
You want to put that hi guest down there on those bottom two responses also? Okay,
Okay.
I keep trying to scroll.
Now it's time to scroll. Okay. There's also a post during the party that invites the guest to ask you any questions about the business. I actually have like 4 of those in my party. Here are some responses, and then it's like the top 4 things. I don't know why this isn't in red. I actually really liked these answers. I've already used a couple of them in my recent show. Especially that first one, the first one? Yeah, the first one I really liked.
Okay, I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
So they would need to personalize the end of that last question. So they would need to make it their own. You know, maybe we have something in a pair, you know, this tell your short 30-second commercial here. You know what I'm saying? So your reason or whatever. I don't. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
What checklist?
Yeah, it's not a checklist. It's on the tagging it's on that. Is that at the top of this one? Yes. So it's oh, I loved this. When I saw this, okay, so what she's doing is she's using all of those right posts to be the reminder posts at the end of the party.
Okay.
So she's doing a comment on each of those right posts saying, thank you to everyone that placed an order. If you've not had a chance to order but would still like to, here's the order link. And then she tags all of them that are already tagged in the post so you can see their names. So you don't have to go in and mess with downloading or copying and pasting the member list and all that junk, which I've been doing. She's using those right posts to tag them in the comments.
Oh, I
Because
see.
their names are already listed right there, right?
Tammy did that. Yes. Okay.
What
I
are
thought
you
that was
talking
so
about, the
clever.
right post?
The right post that you do each day that we went through first at the top of this document?
You know,
Where
when
it
you
says
Okay.
welcome new members, that one.
members that
Yeah.
on the
Oh.
right,
So it has all those new members tagged in that post. So she's just going back to that on the last day or the second to last day of the party. She's going back to each of those and just copying each of their names and tagging them
Gotcha.
here.
so do up there on tagging the guest on the welcome right post. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Can I ask why it's called a right post?
It's called a right post.
Uh-huh.
It's on- it says right-
RWRITE.
yeah. So to the right of what you highlighted, tagging the guest on the right welcome post.
It says, Susan, it just calls that in Facebook. It's not
Okay.
something that we've made up. It's,
I-
when you have new members join, it says next to it, it just says write post. It's just basically
Okay.
saying you need to write a post.
Right.
Welcoming them.
Okay.
That's why they call it that.
You have
Ed,
eight,
I think
you have
it's
8 new
silly.
members.
But
I think,
Box says right
I
post.
think spelling it
Yeah.
helps a lot.
yeah,
I thought y'all were literally talking about right.
yeah.
Okay.
It's
You're right here. I'm like, what is a right post?
Yeah. No, it's confusing at first, and I think we need to kind of explain that to our people. Because a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? Like, it's bad English to me.
Yeah. And probably earlier where we put right post, we may need to put it in parentheses like that, or in quotes like that too.
Yeah.
Mix and scraper. So she's actually doing it, she says Thursday. So this is the
Day before the last day.
actually the day after because I already changed this to Thursday. So she's doing this the day after the party posts end. So the day after the party.
Oh, so that on the oops, I forgot to order day.
Yes.
Okay.
So do we want to keep it at that or do the last day of the party or?
How do you do, Lauren and Susan, how do you do yours?
I do mine the day after.
Okay.
The day after?
Just because they're used to, they're used to hearing from me for a week.
Mhm.
And then that's basically like saying, hey, this is it,
Yeah.
The party post in.
Make a comment that tags the guests in each of the welcome right posts.
Maybe you say in each of the welcome posts, make a comment. That way they're starting with where they need to find. Does that make sense?
Say that again.
So instead of make a comment that tags, say, in each of the welcome right posts, make a comment that tags the guest. Put that after.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That way they know what they're looking for to make the comment instead of just going in there to make a comment.
We do them, this is a gentle nudge to remind them the party will soon be ending. Most people are busy, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Okay. And that would be the guests who were tagged in that post.
But I think it makes sense to use like names there.
Yeah.
So you can.
Okay.
Maybe like that.
And then maybe put et cetera in the parentheses too.
And
After the last
Maybe
guest
say-
tag. Okay.
I like how she puts the link after tagging them, but anyways.
The last thing I need to add additional is a party hero post.
I know, I like this too.
I like this. I like the party hero post, but when would we do that? Would that be on that same day, maybe later in the day, or would that be a next day thing?
She does it on the next day. So
Next
she
day.
uses 2 days to do party close.
So essentially, it would be Friday,
Yeah.
the next Friday.
So what?
Susan, when do you run your parties?
I start them on Friday, and to be honest with you, I mean, I try to wrap them up by the following. I mean, when I say wrap up, completely close out, submit the party and everything by the following Saturday. But
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they go into Sunday. But I
So-
do post from Friday to Thursday.
Okay, that's about the same of what we're doing. I do Friday to Wednesday.
I do Friday to Wednesday as well.
I used to stop on Wednesday, but I added an extra day of just miscellaneous stuff. If people ask questions about a particular product, I might go back and highlight it a little bit, or I might just simply say, is there something that I didn't cover that you guys would like to know more about? And I get some interaction that way. It just depends on the party.
Okay. So this party hero post, is there an image that goes with it?
Yeah, and it's really basic, so we basically
I
need to
can-
make our own.
I can make one right now. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, maybe like a little like hero or superhero.
I never thought about doing a party hero post.
Yeah, I think that's a cute way to do it.
I'm on it.
Oh,
Awesome.
wait, back up. So on a block party, you would list all the hosts. Susie Sue is $20.
I just say hosts.
Well, but they're all going to be different amounts away.
Oh yeah, I do actually list. I say so-and-so is $54 away
I
from
do.
her goal. How do I calculate the goals?
I add $100 to it.
Do you? I add 200 usually for the first time I do this.
Yeah. So it would be Susie is just blank away from her goal. Holly is just blank away from her goal. So it would be a listing. So maybe put something in for a block party. You will list each host separately.
Would you do a separate post for each host?
No,
I'm
No.
just curious. I don't do block parties, or I haven't done them yet.
no, I don't.
I do one post.
I do one post.
I have that post.
I have it too somewhere. It's on my last day. I usually do it on the last day, not 2 days after. So
Yeah, here, let me pull mine up. It's all slow because of the Zoom.
for right now, Shelly, I'm just gonna, once we get this going and your team shine, because the rest of everybody is on your organization, I'm gonna add my people, but I'm gonna create my own also.
Okay.
As I have new consultants, I will put them in there, and I'm just basically gonna copy and paste and make a new one for those, because I want to have more of my own person. Does that make sense? So anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Shelly, will you just do something real quick? Will you, golly, I keep on trying to scroll. Will you copy that superhero wording and just message me it?
Mm-hmm.
I just sent y'all a message.
Oh, cute.
It's just
Where'd you find that?
word flag.
Oh, you made that?
Yeah.
Wow.
You just made that?
Just now.
Okay, well, never mind.
Never mind, we got it.
That was fast. And it's
Well, it's an example. Lauren may do something better.
I like it because you don't see a face and it's cute. I like it. I gotta learn that word swag.
It's a little boy, obviously, and I was looking for a girl, but all of the female images were that were in word swag are action figures, they're toys.
Okay.
I mean, that was the only one that looked like a real person. Does that make sense?
No, I like it.
I
I
will,
guess you have to be careful with licensing and so forth.
I will continue to work on mine and see what you think.
Well, then we can give options. I mean, when there's,
Have multiple pictures. Yeah, somebody may not like Superman. They may like Batman.
mhm. They may like, what's one of the girls?
Wonder Woman.
Or,
Wonder Woman. Lauren, I'm sorry if I stole your thunder.
okay.
I just love word swag and over, and they're on my phone, and they're just brilliant.
I've never used those.
Those are the Pampered Chef Home Office recommended those in a webinar.
Yes, they did, and I haven't used them yet. So on the post after party closes, I actually have, I put in there, you know, be sure to keep the fun going, join my VIP group or whatever. I put a thing in there about joining my VIP group. So that's a good
Do
one.
that too.
That's on my last post of my actual posts for my party.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yep.
So just let me know if you want me to change it. I'm happy to.
No, we can. I mean, we can leave that, and then that's part of the outline. What you're talking, and then that's part of my outline too.
Oh, okay. You do it again. That's smart.
I think. I don't know. Anyway, I think this is very straightforward and works as far as the logistics from after the host coaching call. This is the actual posting virtual party tips, the actual, and then we can take does she have a host coaching script that's similar to yours?
Host coaching script, yes. Meaning like the phone call or just everything else?
The
Just
phone.
the whole host coaching. Yes. So this is that document. Here, I've got to stop share again.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother host coaching document.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry. I don't know if I have it up. Hold on just a second.
Now that y'all said host coaching, that's what this call was supposed to be about, right?
Yeah, that's what this all is. Well, we're trying to get this whole system in place so that we can share it ongoing with all of our consultants.
Because there's so
So
many different, yeah.
it's just all the different elements here. Okay, so here's the host coaching. All right. I'm hoping this is the right one. Okay.
Yes.
So this is what I've spent the most time trying to do, which is combine mine, Sharon Zellin's, and really Becky Wolfinger's, because I liked hers too, Lauren, as far as the simplicity of it. But there's all these holes in it. That was the only problem. It was simple, but it was missing so much. So that, anyways.
So, like I told you, Shelley, that day 4321 confuses me. I don't know if you want to call it HC1, HC2, HC day 1, HC day 2, day 3, host for like host coaching. That confused me. Counting down and then you count up.
Mm-hmm.
That was confusing to me. So,
what do y'all think? Are they going to understand HC1?
I don't know what you mean by day -4. Is that -4?
Yes. Because -4, -3, -2.
I didn't get the minus. That went way over my head. So,
Okay.
Maybe it's not a day. Maybe it's just Monday morning, Tuesday.
it's just that different people do their shows on different days. I was trying to have some other something
I see what you're saying. So if you don't start it on a Friday, you have to have a different system.
timeline entirely. Yeah.
So first host coach.
So that's what so maybe T minus 4 days, T minus. To me, I would know that, but maybe not everybody would know what T minus is.
I wouldn't know what that is. But no, I mean, I flat took that from my own host coaching document. So it made sense to me because I made it up, but we can just leave it as, Monday morning.
You guys never follow NASA at all?
I knew what T minus was. So
It sounds like something about to take off.
See? Oh my goodness. Okay. And I sometimes, when talking with some of y'all, I just really feel old.
No.
I mean, really old.
I'm right there with you.
And I'm not that old.
No, you're not.
Oh goodness. Or first host coach contact, second host coach contact, or something, or host pre-party host coaching steps, 1, 2, 3, and then party host coaching steps. Does that make sense? Oh, that's cute too. I say we put them both.
I like yours too.
Yeah, I say we put them both in there.
Oh yeah. I mean, we can have a whole album of them, and everybody can just use different ones, whatever.
Yep.
I like the hair on yours because it could be a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
I do like the speediness of yours, though, Susan. How fast you did it.
I don't even understand that. So yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
party host coaching steps. This, yes.
So step 1, step number 2.
Yep. And then these are instead of giving them an actual script, these are the things you want them to talk about on that to cover, and they word it the way they want to themselves, correct?
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, I just literally copy and paste this every time, but yeah.
Step two.
Okay.
Is where I'm at. I think you need to put the ask host part because that's the opportunity. The 5 times you ask the host needs to be in a different color.
Like the whole thing or just the script part?
It could be the script or the ask host number 1, either one, but I think it needs to be a different color.
Put this in a different color?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or highlight it.
Yeah.
Be the highlighter.
So then that way, as you're going through the outline, they see ask host number 2, they know what that is. And up in the key, we'll have green ask host is the 5 times you ask your host about the opportunity. So. Okay. Nothing like typing while somebody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I also have my computer up high, so I'm like. Whoa, see? And it just fell over.
Is that the order that you do the host coaching call in?
This is Becky Wolfingers.
It is. Yep.
So
I'm changing up. I have been changing up my script quite a lot. I've been toying around with different ones. So that was like one thing I wasn't sure what you guys were doing, I guess.
This is what I sent Karina today because she didn't want to call, and I'm working on her with calling people, her hosts, but I just put it in message form where she could write, type it out and stuff. to communicate.
Yeah.
Because it says you don't have a call or message people. And the lady was really confused about, you know, why she even wanted her address. Like, she's like, I'm not hosting a party at my house. So it was just, she's like, I just really don't want to call her. I'm like, okay, we will get there.
I think it's important. The bullet points that are listed here should be in the in the order we talk about them. So
Mhm.
like, I like to talk. I've been taking Shelley's script and I've just been doing it kind of in my own order. And I like to start with what are they wanting to earn and what are the specials and get them excited. And then say, okay, this is how we're going to do this. You're going to invite and go through the invitation process. Then you're going to, so that's I think the bullet points should be in the order that you want to cover that information with them. Because I've noticed when I start in right away talking about this is how you're going to invite and how you do it, they just like zone. So if I get them excited about what they're going to get and what they want, then that engages them more to plug into what you want them to do so. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So, and then, yeah, but those are the things you cover. So,
I don't know why it did it here.
okay. Okay, so their wish list, the host and guest. I go over the host and guest special. This is just me. Y'all speak up how you talk to them or whatever, but.
You know, I don't think, I'm sad to say this. I don't think I ever have asked in their wish list.
As the host?
I feel so bad.
But that's what gets them excited. That's why
I know. I just tell them that I'm excited to spoil them. Are they ready to party? And you know, and I get excitement for the party, but I'm sitting here thinking, man, I don't think I've ever done that.
Give them that goal. Give them that carrot. Yeah.
I know. I have them do their wish list, and I usually get sent the wish list.
Mm-hmm.
That in that first that conversation before the party starts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever done that. So
yeah, and then it also
I just learned something.
And we need a bullet point in there about how to collect orders from people not on Facebook too. That needs to be covered. You know, don't rely just on Facebook. Work with the host. You mail their catalogs to get orders from other people too.
And this is super important because Gina has run into this because a lot of people are in small communities where she lives especially, and she's gotten a lot of filled out order forms.
Mm-hmm. So there you go. Okay. And how to, yeah. Okay.
That's the order I do it in.
Okay.
I just put my wording in here for how do I prep them for the booking challenge.
I think that should be, but I think, yeah. And then I have started sending them the email from the host coaching in consultant in Dash, or not in Dash, in Parties and Orders, the host coaching one. I've been sending them that email and including the link for the host dashboard how-to, as well as attaching or giving the link for the orders, the host, guest, and outside order form. So
Is that after your call or before?
After, yes. No, before, I lied. Well,
Yeah, I would do that as I was setting up I'd set up the party and then send them that.
So, and then after you set up the time, then you can send them so the emailing that, anyway, that needs to be done. That way they can see the things that you're talking about as you're doing this call. You're right, it does need to be before.
So do you want to put that on the setup page? Add that to the other document that's the how to set up your party? So you set it up in this corner.
How far in advance are you booking your parties? Because I think if you send it 4 weeks before the party and you haven't even sent them their host packet, I do mine when I send the host packet.
Yeah, that's when it needs to be. The week before. When you mail the host packet a week before the party, send the email. Yes.
Okay.
You confirm it and then set it up, send them the host coaching email, and mail their catalogs.
So let's keep that on this page because this,
That is a host coaching thing, but it's also, yeah, okay.
So confirm, 1 week prior, confirm the party, confirm start date.
Okay, I think we should put in there where the send the host packet. I think we should put what we put in the host packet because we get that question all the time.
okay.
And I know we probably all do it different.
I put 2 catalogs, 2 order forms, and the party planning page, and the orange opportunity thing.
Yeah.
I also include my free gift to them, which is the bamboo spoon.
Okay.
What are you doing about your order forms because they all have stupid pictures on them now?
What do you mean? What am I doing?
The order forms from Marketing Imagery all have the pictures of the guest special and stuff.
Right.
Are you just printing them off like 2 at a time?
Mhm.
Okay. Because I printed off a lot for my in-home parties just in case I needed to do it. And now I have like order forms with December on them. Stupid. I wish I could take off the picture, basically is what I'm saying.
They have a generic one.
I have not found it.
They used to.
They don't anymore.
And then the orange opportunity brochure. Do we want to put outside order forms?
She's got that on there. 2 catalogs, 2 order forms.
Do you want it to say outside order forms or just order forms?
And to me, the most important thing that I send besides the catalog, and I send 5 minis as well, but is the letter, the handwritten letter.
Yes, I do that too, the connect letter.
I got away from that. I need to start doing that again.
I mean, that's the only thing that my hosts have ever actually referred to for me on my host packets. Like I have hosts all the time say, thank you for that nice letter. But nobody else mentions anything about the host packet at all.
Do y'all, I put on my catalogs also, in case it gets lost in translation. I put on one catalog, and Shelley, this was your tip, host wish list in a big giant post-it.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other catalog, I put a smaller sticky that says share me.
Yeah, I do the same thing, but I do it with a bigger sticky note and just say, this is
Well, I mean, when I say smaller, I mean like this size, like it's a traditional square size.
I just put for a friend. Or something like that.
I've had people send them back to me. Or bring them back to me. And I'm like, I don't want them back. It doesn't do me any good at my house.
What was the whole thing that you wanted added here? That's the whole reason we added this little section originally.
Confirm that, and then email, send the host coaching email.
And if I could just get that, I think I got it, but I don't know where it is.
Go to the party, then you click the tab that says host coaching, and then
I meant your wording with the links. You just sent it to me the other day.
I can't. Let me.
It had the party link and the dashboard link. I know she said that.
Right.
It needs to be send host coaching before the party email because there's 2. So, and they call it before the party email. So in quotes, do the before the party email. How do I get this to not be full screen? Full screen. Hold on a minute. Let me get, corner. Grades and orders. Let me go to Maria's. And see, I was doing it on my virtual ones, but it didn't save it. So
So you're copying and pasting it each time?
I did it last night for all my virtual ones. So here. Okay. Oh, I'm not logged into Facebook. Let me log in. Oh, I spelled my email wrong.
Thank you guys for doing this with me. This was like so overwhelming to try to do.
Well, and I think once we have it done, it's going to help everybody.
It'll help me for sure.
Helping me, I know that, working through the steps. So we'll try this again. Okay, we go. Where did you send that, in the messenger?
That'll be fine. I can copy it from there.
Oh, I love it, y'all. I posted while you're doing that. Can I share something? Okay, Shelley, you liked my post this morning where I'm on a scavenger hunt for Pampered Chef. Shiv said host. I forgot I posted the wrong picture. But anyway, I got a referral.
Oh, awesome.
I know, for somebody in California. And I mean, she tagged her, and she told me how excited she was when she had her party. And then she said, on another note, congrats on baby number 2, obviously to her cousin. But my first referral.
This is
for the scavenger hunt.
And
Can I
Shelley,
copy the picture that you posted, Susan? I like that picture, or whatever you did.
Yes, but can I change the word parties to host before you do that, and I'll send it to you? I meant to say I'm on a hunt I'm on a scavenger hunt for Pampered Chef party host.
Yes.
And it came out Pampered Chef parties.
Okay, so this that you copied is a cooking show one. Let me go find a virtual one. Sorry, I wasn't
Okay.
thinking.
Oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy. It's doing some weird pencil thing. Stop.
Go to,
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose it.
let's see if it saved it. Or if it defaulted. Oh, it did. Okay, here we
That was way dark.
Here it is. This is, okay, so this is the virtual one. Let me go back here. So that was cooking show. This is virtual.
Okay.
But keep in mind, they don't need that direct ship line in there. They don't have to take that out. I have tried and tried and tried to save it. It used to let you delete it on the order form, and now it does not. You delete it, but then when you send it via email, it's back. Because I had a few hosts that would bring, well, it's just $5.25 because that's what the order form said, because it didn't keep it deleted. So just so you know that, Lauren.
Yes, that order form frustrates me.
Yeah, so.
I think they should have a direct ship one, just special for us.
I think by conference, it's not going to be an issue.
Why?
I did a little meet thing on direct ship and like our thoughts on that and everything. So they're working actively, quickly to resolve this. Some people being on direct ship, other people's not, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's hard with new consultants because they know what you do and then it's different, so.
Yeah.
It's really hard. I'm getting more and more people say, well, I don't understand because the last party I went to, I got my order immediately. And so I have that happen so much and it's very annoying.
Yeah. Take out that, that whole last from the whole, right where you were. The third, you'll need to cross out, that whole thing needs to come out because they won't have that.
Okay, this part.
No, the order form stays, just the parenthesis part. So I could say,
Host 525.
that's what I was saying. When I email them the order form, even though I delete it, it keeps it. So when I email them that, it still says that. So they're having guests pay $525 when they're getting outside orders when it's $725.
I see what you're saying.
So that whole, you'll need to cross out that line, delete that, because that doesn't apply to new consultants.
Okay.
And you could just put host and guest special flyers and order form or whatever. Because I send them the order form too. And you could just say after we talk tomorrow instead of at 4 p.m. because that's what time that her appointment was.
After we talk.
Does that sound okay to y'all? I just kind of did it on the whim last night. I was like, oh, I got to have one for.
So, you know how Tamara talked about the email she sent before the party at Director Day?
Uh-huh.
I asked her to send it to me. Y'all, it's like 4 pages long. It's the longest email on the planet. I was like, I mean, my jaw dropped. I couldn't even get through it. I couldn't even get through reading it. I was like, what in the world? It is so long.
If you thought it was long, it was really long.
Yeah, I know. It is like a novel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It is so long.
Okay.
So she has, the highest show average, virtual show average. And I'm like, so should I just try it and see what happens?
Oh, me. Okay.
Okay.
Let me go back to.
So that's good. And okay, back down to here. We got through that part. So I'll write out the script. I'll switch around the order and stuff and write out the script once we have, determined all of the other like inviting steps and stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so sending the invites out. So this is the big question. How are y'all doing it as far as, are you having them forward first and then add, or are you having them just add people, add invite, and then do the forward later?
I'm having them, let me,
I don't even mention adding to.
do what?
You don't even mention it?
No, I just tell them to forward it, copy the link, send it out in a text, an email, and put it on their personal wall. If
So
they
that's
know how to add, then they know
done.
how to get in there.
That's what I had always done, but my attendance was dropping all fall. So I think because there have been some changes in Messenger, people are getting seeing less of their messages in Messenger than they were before. I've noticed that with just messaging people as well. So the just messaging was not as effective at getting, a whole lot of people in your party to join.
Shelley, I took that script part, this whole section that you're fixing to go over, and I did it in the order that I'm doing it, where I invite first and then that, and I've made it blocked out. So if I can share my screen, I will show you this part, which is your stuff, so that
I have it written out the other way as well.
okay. Well, I didn't know, so I was like, that's what I was working on this morning. So.
I've gone back and forth since I started doing block parties in October. I've done it one way, and then I've done it another way, and I've done it one way and the other way. So I've gone back and forth about 15 times, and it's just everybody else in the Pamper Chef universe seems to do it where they just have their people invite first, and then most have them just copy and paste a message out to, first like 25 friends, and then they have them do another 25 or whatever. That's how most people do it, including like Becky Wolfinger and just about everybody that I saw.
So I took this section, what we were fixing to look at on Shelley's, I took all that and I cut and pasted and put it in the order that makes sense to me. So after you do the call, you send them the message, it was great to chat with you, blah, blah, blah. And I have them join the party group. I click, so I put the link in there and then they join it. After they join it, then you send them this message, you're in, please invite everybody, blah, blah, blah. I've learned that personal messaging and manual adding guests is the most effective way. And then here's the message to forward, send that, and then send a separate. So this is what they're sending for the invite. And then that's on Tuesday. Then Tuesday night, after they've started inviting, I'm going to send them, I'm excited to work with you, give me a thumbs up, blah, 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 so that they know this is where they're going to be getting their messages. And then that's when I'm sending them the links. They need their show shopping link and their group party link, so they have that. It was confusing to me to have that before you started the messaging or the inviting. I thought it made more sense to get them started. Now they need this information. And then Thursday, I'm so excited for the pre-party so this is on Thursday. So they're doing that Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, I have them do the wall post, and that's the wall post. And then that's where I stopped. And then Friday, of course, the party starts. The only thing that's not on there is Friday morning is the reminder message to the people that they sent an invite to. So I don't know if that makes sense to y'all. Do y'all have questions about that? Did I go too fast?
It makes sense to me. So you're just having them add invite, not do the forwarded message at all.
No, they're only doing the forward. I don't have them adding.
Yeah, it says forward on there.
Mhm. I don't talk about adding anywhere.
It says,
Oh, I need to take this. Okay, personal, I need to change that. There.
because I think when you tell people you'll want to invite, right then and there, they go into the party and they just start clicking that invite button and adding people.
Yep.
So you have to like when I do the forward thing, like my wording is very different. I mean, I have it, but I use the word forward about 5 times, all in capital letters.
So this first one is, I just want her to join the group. So instead of saying, just put, please click join as soon as possible, period. And then once I see she's joined, then I send the next message.
That's what I do.
Okay,
That's what I do.
period. Okay, and
And
then,
also, just FYI, I will not start any of the party posts until there's at least 5 guests in there.
oh, I won't start unless there's probably 15. Yeah, because this is Tuesday. They have till Friday to get people in, so.
Right. I'm talking about Friday morning.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, okay.
I've done that.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I have her join, then I have, then after she joins, then I send her that message and this message. So I send her a message back to back, basically. And then that night, that's whenever I send her just more informational type things. After she started inviting people and they're starting to join. And then Thursday is when I have her do the wall post, which is what I've been doing. And then that's where I stopped. So, but I'll probably put in there Fridays.
So do y'all have easy directions on how to forward? Because people don't know how to do that.
I do. I have it written out like it's 1 sentence.
Yeah, can you put that
Forwarding
in
is super simple to do. You just blah, blah, blah.
Well, yeah, it's simple for us to do, but people that have never hosted a party.
But that's what you do in the host coaching
No,
script.
that's what the line says. Forwarding
Okay.
is super simple to do. All you do is blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, that was the paragraph. So that's what I wanted you to see.
So I'm fine with either way. I just know from my shows, the forwarding is not working for me anymore.
Mhm.
I'm just not getting more than 20 guests in my parties. I just haven't had enough guests in my parties. So that's why I was saying I'd love to hear your results this week.
Okay.
And just because I can't tell, is it me or is it something that's changed with Facebook or what?
Mhm.
But I mean, I've done lots of virtual parties now since January, and it's just not working.
Well,
So
go ahead.
what I've heard, and you're probably doing the same thing, is people add in the message. Like they add and then a couple days or a day after that they message people.
Right. And yeah, I've been trying that and I do get slightly higher attendance doing it that way.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a ton of hosts that have had over 40 guests lately, but the ones that I have, that's what they've done.
I just think it's easier for them, but
Because if they add them and then they message them when they click it, they're already in. You don't have to approve it, is what you're saying?
you don't have to approve it.
If you message, if they forward the message, I have to approve everybody that asks to join.
Yeah.
Unless you make your host an admin.
Yeah, you can make your host an admin, then you don't have to approve everybody because then they approve them.
I usually
But
make a moderator.
if they add and then message, you don't have to. I don't think you have to approve them.
No, because they've already been added. So yeah, you're right.
Just so you know, when you make your host an admin, when she posts in the party, it's less likely that her friends are going to see the post. Because she's now an admin of the group instead of just their friend posting. That makes sense? So like when you're an admin of the group, like they would have to have changed their notifications to all in order to see now the host posts, because she's posting as an admin instead of posting as just their Facebook friend.
Okay, so you're just not adding them as an admin anymore?
I change them to a moderator, but I don't do that until after the inviting is almost done.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm.
I make them a moderator so they can approve things, but I don't make them admin because then they can change anything they want.
That's true too.
Yeah. Not that they would, but they can.
Yeah, I haven't had that issue before, but doesn't mean it won't happen.
True.
So maybe, okay, so after the host joins the party group, maybe this right here, we put in add the people to the party, and then maybe make this the message to forward on Wednesday. So they add on Tuesday, they forward the message on Wednesday, do the wall post on Thursday.
That's exactly how I have it written out right now
Okay.
in the document.
Okay. So I'm going to stop share. The only thing that whenever you giving them the links at the beginning was confusing to me.
Okay. I like that. I like the way you changed that. So,
if you can make us,
actually, I like yours better in general.
I'm copying it right now. Hold on. So, and then we just need to add that part about change the days and add that part about the adding. If you can make us admins of that Facebook group that you created, then like I have a whole bunch of welcome to the party different things that we could add to the albums that you have from our own. Then we have a fuller thing. It'd be easier for us to do that. Does that make sense? I don't know. What do y'all think?
That's fine.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
If that was for Shelly's team, is she okay with that? Are you okay with that, Shelly?
You're part of her team.
Her organization.
You're my team.
You're her team.
We are a part of it.
I'm on your team. I've never, Shelly, you have to forgive me. I am not in any of your groups.
Oh my God.
So that still throws me sometimes when I stop and think about that.
Oh, well, I need to add you to the Team Shine page right now. Because that page, hopefully, will eventually become my org page, not just my team page.
I got a lot of catching up to do to her org. I got to get some first line directors going.
Susan, Lauren. Okay, so I just added you.
Thanks.
And there, do we need, I know we've already talked about this, Shelly. Do we need to add our people under that? I just think it's so,
not yet. Because
okay.
it's not, this is blank right now. It's got one post in it. So I'm trying to get these documents so that I can upload the files.
I'm just talking about on your org. your organization
Oh
page.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can add everybody there. I just added Susan. I thought I'd already done that, Susan.
Well, it did. I didn't know it. See, hey, look, there it is. Hey.
Okay, so I will work on taking what you just provided, Angela, and working that section.
Okay.
And then we get into getting into the actual party and then the host posts day by day.
And that's
So
what,
this is, to me, what I have the most challenge with,
so
is giving them their host post per day.
I have a document started, an Evernote started that I have, that's what I was talking to Lauren about before we started, that I have host post day with multiple choices, because when you have a block party, you have to do 4 different things, 3 different things in the same day. So I have a rough draft, but that's something that I can share. Okay, so would it be, just for the purposes of this, would it make more sense to use the leadership group as our posting it, read through, suggestions to fine tune it, and just put any suggestions you have on that particular document in the comments, and then the person who posted it can do the edits? Am I making sense?
Yeah, in the Facebook group.
Yeah, go to our leadership, Rockstar
Just the leadership, yeah.
And then,
Because we've eliminated Heidi and Jamie from today because of when we're hosting it.
right, but
Right?
it's recording. It is recording.
Yeah.
So can,
Oh, okay.
Well, I think it's a good place to put all that, so we could share and then brainstorm and then add it.
because I think I keep trying to scroll, Shelley. Okay.
Okay, are you trying to see this?
I don't know. No, I'm not trying to see that. I just wanting, anyway, it's just habit. So so let's do this, because we've been on the phone a really long time. And
my dog is letting me know that it's time to go outside.
yeah, my body is telling me the same thing. So
I have to go pick up the kids in 10 minutes.
Oh, there's that too.
So anyway, so let's do, because I think we hit the majority of what you had done, Shelley. And then I'm going to post my host post document, knowing that it's a very rough for block parties. But just because it's for block party doesn't mean you can't use those same things in a single party. But if it's scheduled as a block party, then they can pick and choose one thing for their one host or whatever. And then if y'all have suggestions or ideas, I may tweak it just a little bit before I post it. And then we'll just kind of rough that out, because that'll be the host post document. So we have the leading up to the party, getting everybody in there before it starts. And then we have something, actual party tips and post and host coaching, the host coaching tips. And then, maybe an after the party, whatever. I don't know if we need an after the party or not, but hi, puppy.
So cute.
So let's do
Abby needs to go potty.
yeah, let's do that and try and nail this out in the next day or two and get it done, so we can have it done this week. So because we're doing host coaching Sunday night in Director Bound, so I want to be able to get this presented at Director Bound and then share it with the team Monday. That would
Great work, everybody.
Yeah, no, thank y'all. Thank you.
This was very, very helpful. Thank you.
It just makes it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, okay. So Shelley, if you'll post after you make that couple edits, you'll post that. I'll post my thing, and then we need to come up with. I want to have host tips of the day as well as their host post. The ones that home office has are ugly. So, they have some, but they're ugly. So I'm like, I don't want to use these. So anyway, yeah.
But we're going to put those images in the group that Shelley just added us to, right?
can we add them to an album, or do we just upload them and then you add them to the album? How does that work?
You would have to add them straight into the album.
Okay.
You have to be an admin, so I have to do that. But yeah, if you just post the pictures, they won't be in the album and you can't move them into an album.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, that's good to know.
Mhm.
Thank y'all very much. So I know
All
we're
right.
not totally done, but we're well on our way. So y'all are awesome.
She's bored.
Okay. See y'all.
She was yawning at y'all. Sorry. I don't mean to be unprepared.